What's up guys, welcome to my humble abode. Today I'm going to have a chat with you a little bit about production school and music school, why you want to go there, pros and cons, everything that's on my mind. So recently I finished university. I have finished my Bachelor of Music Production. I'm super proud of myself. I went through many hurdles. I was certainly not the best student, but I've eventually got there and I've got my Bachelor Degree in music, focused in more music production and composition. That was my major. I got it at the Australian Institute of Music, represent. So today's question that I sort of want to answer is music school worth it to go to? My answer overall would be yes and no. So these are the reasons why you would want to go, and these are the reasons why you would not want to go. Reasons why you would want to go: to connect with the people. The number one thing about getting into the music industry and meeting other music producers and stuff like that, it's really important if you want to get into the industry by connecting with other producers and also connecting with other people who are in the same industry as you. But you could also do that necessarily outside of uni. But with music school, like, everyone is there to do music, so it's very focused on what you want to do to be a musician. If you want to be in a place full of people that are in love with the exact same thing as you are in love with, which for me, it was music production, music school, it's perfect for meeting people. Can't recommend going to school to meet people and network enough. Another pro I would say is just having the facilities at your disposal, so you can go and record in a professional quality studio and also get experience in the things that you've probably never had experience in before, such as, dealing with big audio mixing desks, or in proper production studio rooms, or like in practice rooms, getting all that proper experience for when you want to become a professional engineer. The next big thing that I would probably say you would want to go to music school for is the experience from the teachers given to you. So you get to have that one-on-one opportunity with your teachers to learn a specific skill that they are so good at through industry experience. Some of them, they don't have degrees themselves. They have 10 plus years in the industry becoming and honing their craft. They have become a world-class musician, and they get to share that knowledge and experience with you. And that is something that you will never get sort of anywhere else unless you know that person personally, or you just become well connected in the industry itself. Uni is a great place to honestly just get your foot in the door and just get started and just network with those types of professionals in the industry and become better, because those people will help you out the most and give you the best advice. The next thing that I would say is I wouldn't be where I am in terms of like the effort that I put into sort of my practical production skills at uni, as well as the amount of time that I spent outside of uni to become where I am now with like video making and production, stuff like that. So without the Australian Institute of Music sort of putting me into a course, even though I didn't really have experience before uni of like music and musical training theory wise and everything like that, if I didn't do that, like, I wouldn't be at the level I am now finishing the degree. Like, the fact that I know the circle of fifths and I know music theory is such an important part to like me being a music producer. Also stuff like songwriting techniques and stuff like production experience. Like some of the classes that we've done, some of the practical classes have actually given me fantastic sources of inspiration to help me with stuff like this, like my video creation. Like we did a class on video. There's plenty of experiences that you get inside of doing a program such as the Australian Institute of Music's Bachelor Degree of Music. You get hands-on practical experience, but you also get hammered on with the theoretical knowledge, but it goes hand in hand. So if you want to become like a professional in an industry, you got to know what you're talking about. So that's where that theoretical music theory and production knowledge and all the stuff like what is a compressor, etic, all that stuff comes in handy. Those are most of the pros, I would say, you want to go to uni for to study music. Yeah, like once again, like I started from the bottom. I didn't have the experience of like what someone would have who's like a super professional by the time I started to where I am now. So like I'm really grateful for uni for getting me to where I am now, because without it I just wouldn't be here. So the cons of going to a music school, I would say, is number one, the price. Because I went to like a private education school, the price is very high. Like we're talking like multiple tens of thousands of dollars just to go to a school for like creative arts, which most likely doesn't have a stable job by the end of it. That's the biggest thing. But in a way, to combat that, I would say you kind of make your own job in this industry and use what you have. But at the same time, it's going to be a challenge to try and pay all that money back. But the next thing is that they, like the Australian Institute of Music, like it hammers on that music theory and it sort of gets away from all that practicality of music. Whereas like we're stuck in a classroom doing all this history and theory, whereas like we can learn all that stuff, but like we came here to do like music, like let's play some music, like let's get that hands-on experience in the studio. Whereas like learning about like Bach and all the history of music, like that's great, but like that's not the main focus of why I went to music production university. It's kind of like I want that more practical experience. So it's like hand in hand. You do get that practical experience, but there's a lot of like theory that gets hammered into you through music school. So the next thing that I would say is a big thing with music school, is like sometimes you might not learn the exact thing that you really want to learn at that point in time. So like for me, like the biggest thing that I wanted to learn was like sound design and like stuff like videos, content creation. I wanted to learn stuff about entrepreneurship. I wanted to learn stuff about like digital marketing, stuff that really interested me. Stuff like sound design, like we didn't really run anything in sound design. The school didn't really run anything in terms of sound installations, which would have been so cool, and it's such a viable part of like Sydney. You know, you've got Vivid, you've got all these installations going around. The next thing that I would have loved to learn is like how to use like analog gear, sort of like advanced production courses in like analog music production. That would have been sick, so I could learn all about that stuff. I guess the next big thing is like there was a bit of a gap between how to apply your music theory and how to apply your music history to get to use it in the music industry itself. Like we're kind of lost in that sort of department. Another big thing is like, in a sense, like I found that some people were very judgmental on like what music you were listening to, or like they were very snobby, as you would say, about like your likes, your dislikes of music. Like at the end of the day, you do you, and like you just do what you create. Like I was a very unique soul at my uni because I was making sort of more electronic beats, whereas like the general population were more like into real instrumentation and jazz and all these bands that I just wasn't into. But that's totally fine. Like, people are into just different things. But there was a sense of like, there was a click. Now it's gotten better, but there was that sense of clickiness when I was at the university. I think the next big thing is also, you have to use what you have and like really put it into practice. Like, uni won't spoon feed you the information. You've got to sort of learn how to use it yourself. So like with music theory, I haven't practiced how to read sheet music in a very long time. Whereas like if I actually did, I could probably nail it. But the fact that I haven't practiced and used like my reading skills, and I haven't used my oral skills, it kind of like, maybe that time has gone to waste where I could have been focusing more on like Ableton and stuff like that. But I think that it's not going to waste, because this YouTube channel is helping me sort of process all that information, interviewing different people and like collaborating with people from the uni. So like, it's been helpful. There's been pros and cons. I can't say that it's all been perfect the whole time. Like, sometimes I have failed multiple subjects and I've just been like, why am I here? What am I doing? And stuff like that. But I finally did it. I finally made it. You know what? It doesn't matter where you go to for school. It just matters about like how you apply yourself after that and where it goes from there. Because like most of the most talented musicians that go to this university, half of them probably might not end up in the music industry. But it's the fact that people like me are trying super hard to just get out there. That's what it's all about. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you learned a little bit about a day in the life of like a music production student, what goes in our heads. If you want to go to music production school, go for it. Highly recommend it. Hope you have a beautiful day. Thank you for watching.